Alright, today is December 2nd, Monday, about 9 a.m. And I wanted to talk about the currency revolution. If we can get people to understand the nature of currency, the thing that makes currencies work is that they're limited. And we've completely lost that with all sovereign debt notes. Every country has a private bank printing their money to infinity, and then with fractional reserve banking, that's a money quantity multiplier. It drastically increases the amount of money created. And that means that the banks, the private banks, get to choose where the money goes. It's all up to them. It's all up to them whether the bond market goes up or whether the stock market goes up or whether housing goes up. It's who they want to make loans to. It's where they want to invest their proprietary trading desks. It is absolutely insane that we have banks that hold depositors' money, and then also go gambling in whatever market they can come up with. Two banks, just as an example, two banks, JP Morgan and Bank of America, both have over $70 trillion in derivative exposure. 70 trillion. Global GDP is like 62. Their deposits are like maybe 1 trillion a piece. I'm not sure what the deposits are, but they're tiny fractions of that, and they're not over $1 trillion either. Total deposits, total U.S. deposits, total M2 money supply is 10 trillion. I gotta look that up. Can't remember if it's M2, but I know like total deposits is 10 trillion. So the derivatives exposure is 70 times that each for each of these banks. Now, in Dodd-Frank, the bankruptcy bill, derivatives are paid off before depositors. Depositors are to receive stock in this bankrupt bank. Bank of America is going to be like Bank of Slaves. If you have money tucked away and saved at Bank of America, holy smokes, folks. You got to read what a bailin is. You've got to Google Cyprus. Actually, use Startpage because they don't track you. Startpage. Startpage.com. So, man, the big wipeout. What we're going to call this? What are we going to call this event? This overnight event where a bank or some kind of a margin call is called, or some kind of derivatives book is called in, like interest rate swaps, running from 1.3 to 2.7. That might have already done it. They're just trying to figure out how to roll this out because they've got the math. I mean, I'm a numbers guy. I look at the math, the numbers. And the numbers are ridiculous. The numbers are so ridiculous. If you can fathom numbers into the trillions and even now quadrillions, then, total derivatives globally is somewhere, I don't know. One of them, I think it's the IMF, or Bank of International Settlement, said it's around 700 trillion. So the whole world has done this. And I've heard it said that wealth is never destroyed, it's simply transferred. And so what could happen is that you get to the point where so much of this paper, bullcrap sovereign note, has been created. It's all practically worthless everywhere. If the people figure it out, they'll see that, because it's issued to the banks first, that they're allowed to manipulate everything and they control where the money goes. if a government's really going to work for the people, it's got to issue its own currency through its own bank. You can't have fractional reserve. You can't have fractional reserve banking where you've got private banks creating more currency just because that's the way the system works. I mean, we have a secret service for counterfeiting, yet every single local little bank gets to loan out 90% more than what they actually, they get to loan out 90% of what they hold and call it all, you know, new stuff. You've seen that, what was it, 90? I don't know what's reserve ratio. They keep $10 and loan out 90 and call it all still 100, 1,000. It's counterfeiting. It's plain and simple. You know, Mike Maloney's Secrets of Money 5. So that whole Secrets of Money thing should be standard freaking high school. Like, every grade should have to watch that whole series every year that they're in high school. And that should be like a major, you know, that should be a major course of study in all high schools, man, is understanding currencies, because that's what makes the world go round, man. Money makes the world go round. Well, you got a bunch of corrupt jackasses with a freaking printing press on jet fuel and steroids, freaking rolling this crap out 1,000,000 miles an hour, and they're shooting it where they want. A military. We got plenty of money for boots and helmets and riot gears and billy clubs and shields and new weapons and tasers, but we're gonna pay pensioners 16 cents on the dollar, because that's where they're putting their money, man, in to protect themselves. Because I really hope and pray that the police wake up and realize what they're doing. I really do. I hope they wake up. This whole I'm going to be a tyrant and do what I'm told because that's my job, man, you're going to have a lot to answer for. You know, when you leave this place. We're all going to have to answer for how we conduct ourselves here. And the bankers are using the police and the military, you know, to insist that this thing becomes violent. And it doesn't need to be. They're going kicking and screaming. And they're going to blow shit up, probably. I mean, it sounds like they've already tried. And we've had some good men that stopped them. So, you know, the guys that are in position to take this thing down, they should. I mean, I don't know how you want to do it. The problem is you know, you got to get a hold of the media and get the people behind you and make some kind of an announcement or something. Somebody's got to come out. Somebody with, you know, top general or something. Expose everything if you're gonna do it. No more half measures. You know, every tyranny gets so out of control that it takes, eventually, if it gets so crazy, it will take foreign intervention, just like Hitler's Germany. Hitler was going nuts and invading and everything, and what are we doing? Going and invading and growing opium and shipping it all over, and that's what the banks are built on, is a bunch of dope money. And yet you got all these baby boomers who think we still need to be throwing people in prison for possession of what their house loan was backed by. Good God, give me a break. I'm almost to where I was going to be, but I wanted to get into where all this capital flight is going. It's going from these sovereign notes. It's going to go into cryptocurrencies, gold and silver, because they're limited. All three of them share the same fundamental different thing, that The sovereign debt notes don't. Number one, quite a few things. They're issued without debt attached, and you should never charge interest. This is something that we're gonna have to get our heads around. When you charge interest, you're asking for someone to pay back something that may not have been ever created in existence. You get everybody using something, and everybody's charging each other interest. You're trying to create a whole lot more than what you actually have. You're asking for, and that guarantees bankruptcy within the system. So we gotta not have interest with our loans. Hey, how's it going? It's cash. You got change for 50? Okay. Hey, thank you. So we saw, if you've been watching the cryptocurrencies, we've seen a massive explosion in the price of all of them. I mean, I think most of them are up at least tenfold just in the last week. So a lot of them went up and came back down quite a bit. Like, they all made the same kind of run up and then 50 or even 60% back correction. Some of them are 40%, some of them are holding a little better. Man, I gotta give it to Bill Still's call on Quark. He posted that video and I was boom on that thing, and it is done phenomenally well. And if you're not, Quark is supposedly a whole bunch more secure than Bitcoin. Uses 6 algorithms and a bunch of other more techie stuff I really don't know about. But you got to look at the quantity that's being created. Where Bitcoin is only 21 million, Quark is a total mintage of 300 and I want to say like 350 million. There's 245 million in existence right now. So, although there's a lot more of them, it's all about how much money is invested in it. And right now it's still, I think it was 74 million at its high, and now it's down to, last I looked, it was like 50. Anyways, big opportunity here because these things are exchangeable. You don't need one of these parasite banks, and I can send it to you easy as pie, right on a Cripsy account with no fees, and no fees, no tracking, no nothing. It's a currency revolution. You gotta have both silver and the cryptos. All right, that's all for now.